Hey guys, Kickassreaction here, and today this is my reaction to episodes 8 and 9 of Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith Village arc. We should definitely be done with this season of Demon Slayer, hopefully this week, and or at least posting it on the channel anyway. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy the reactions, and yeah, let's go. Still poisoned, but you've got your breathing back now, I guess. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. And our medic, Hashira, is nowhere in sight. Where is Shinobu, damn it? I'm getting sick of these minions now, you know? Can't lie, that's getting a pain. The Mu in Muichiro. Hey, very similar to Tanjiro. Crap. It's always the mother that's suffering, isn't it, in these backstories? Always. Genya's turned into a demon and massacred the family. Tanjiro's was slaughtered with, you know, half his siblings. And now this poor guy. Rengoku's mama died as well, like, it's always the mother. Did he ever come back? Oh, crap. And then you lost both of... Oh. Shit. I can't even imagine that kind of pain. Both of them at once, and one trying to save the other. Oh my god, talk about identical twins. Wow. And then you lost him as well? Those same words. Oh my god, yeah, literally, Tanjiro was indirectly just quoting him. Damn. 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 Meaningless. So what happened? Did his brother die? Did he end up getting disowned by him? Or did he just leave when it got too much? Life went on constantly. Did the dynamic ever get a little better? They're so identical they have to wear inverted colors just to tell them apart. Super random encounter here. Just came along one day. 1 in a billion chance. Oh, how dare they? They really drew him with the spikes.
いつものように暴言を吐いて天音様を追い返した。
すごいね。僕たち剣士の子孫なんだって。しかも一番最初の呼吸っていうのを使うすごい人の子孫で、鬼なんてものがこの世にいるなんて信じられないけど、僕たちが役に立つんだったら。
Yeah, super random to honestly drop that on them. Their backstory isn't even rooted in demon kind.
お前に何ができるって言うんだよ。米も一人で炊けないようなやつが剣士になる、人を助ける。バカも休み
I mean, they're two very different things, you know, cooking and sword fighting. Nothing alike.
完璧すぎるんだよ。どういう頭してるんだ。先祖が剣士だったからって子供の俺たちに何ができる。教えてやろうか。できること、俺たちにできること。犬死にと無駄死にだよ。
Good lord, man, at least try. At least try. Better to go out fighting than by giving up.
何か企んでるに決まってる。
口を聞かなくなった。
Wow.
ずっと家へ通ってくれる天音様に兄が水を浴びせかけた時だけ一度喧嘩をしたきり。
Shit.
なんだ。
Ah,
ガ
fuck.
キ2匹だけだ。まあいいが。
ムイチロ
Ah! Good lord. Grab a knife or something, man. Quick.
つまらねえ命なんだからよ。
Holy god. You don't have to roast them that badly, man. Just kill
目
them.
の前が真っ赤になった。生まれてから一度も感じたことのない腹の底から吹きこぼれ出るような坂。自分の喉から口から発せられていると思わなかった。
Good lord. He snapped. He cracked. Did he somehow kill the demon? How? You're not gonna tell me he actually won.
気
He
づくと
actually won.
鬼は死にかけていた。
How weak are these demons?
頭が潰れても死ねないらしく苦しんでた。
Like, bro, 2 kids! 2 of the Hashira killed demons as children! Untrained!
間もなく朝日が昇り、鬼は塵になって消えた。
That is
心
insane.
底どうでもよかった。
Oh my god, his eyes are open.
でかい島。兄さん、生きてる。兄さん。仏
Buddha, huh?
様、どうかどうか弟だけは助けてください。
Of course. Despite all you went through, all that lashing out,
弟は俺と
there was love.
違う
It was grieving,
心の
not hatred.
優しい子です。無一郎の無は無限の無なんだ。
Infinity.
霞の呼吸。
What are these markings? Huh? Hello? Wait, what? 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 What are these markings?
イリュウギリ。この人間、これだけやってもまだ研ぐのはやめない。
Oh my god, you took his
片目を
eye
潰
out?
した時ですら声も出さず研ぎ続けるとは。
He won't stop, man. He's immortal right now. An immortal body.
あいつを殺すといえば水国鉢を抜けている。一体どうやって。わからない。
Because, man.
間もなく死ぬと思って向こうには意識をやってなかった。逆に言えばそれだけ私が集中していたということだ。よし。
Stop it. Stop glazing yourself.
待てなんだあの
Yeah, that's what I want to know. What happened to the
無
mark?
惨様からいただいた情報ではあの耳飾りの子供も似たような。
So that is a sun breathing mark.
それよりも
なぜさっきよりもなお早い動きで私に傷をつけた。
Plot.
タコツボ地獄。
Man, he does love his aquatic life. Oh god. And he's still going. I was wondering if he got knocked out as well, but nothing's stopping him.
まだ刀を研いでいる。バカか？まともではない。それもまたよし。あの刀鍛冶より先に柱だ。先ほどは少々手を抜きすぎた。今度は確実に潰して。
Oh, of course. Of course you won. Let that be the code.
俺のために刀を作ってくれて
A true sword with all the proper markings.
金森さん
Now we can fight. 100%.
いや、私はあなたの最初の刀鍛冶の書きつけ通りに作っただけで。
Interesting. What happened to his old swordsmith?
鉄井戸さんが最初に俺の刀を作ってくれた心臓の病気で死んでしまった
I love the aqua look of his sword though.
ああ
It is a beautiful cosmetic sword.
わしは心配だよ、坊や。誰が分かってくれようか、お前さんのことを。
Apparently,
どれだけ手いい
a lot of them, because everyone has some kind of tragedy in this show.
余裕がないか、ものを覚えていられんことの不安がどれだけか。わしももう長くはない。命を惜しむ年ではないが。どうにも。
You even notice he's actually somewhat revealing his face to him without the
鉄井戸
mask.
さんごめん
He got better.
霞の呼吸
He found a path in the end. Is he gonna win? Is he gonna cut his head off right now? No fucking way. Like, yeah. Are we going to say this Hashira's gonna 1v1 a Kizuki member?
そうかな
An upper?
何？
ずいぶん感覚が鈍いみたいだねだけどな無一郎
They keep speaking about chosen ones, but truthfully, there are no chosen ones. There's just us. And that's okay. We make ourselves the ones that matter. Not the head yet, though. Ah! No, 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 no! How dare you! No! Oh, they teased us. Right at the very end. Alright guys, that was episode 8 of Demon Slayer. Backstory galore, man. I didn't think we'd spend that long on a backstory, but, you know, pretty cool. I'd be more surprised by it, but we've literally seen this happen time and again now. I think, like, the main catalyst for being a Demon Slayer is you have to have a tragic backstory involving a demon killing your family, you know? That's just how it goes. That's at least the third time we've seen that happen, you know? So, I mean, I'm not too surprised anymore. But, it is still cool. It is still cool, you know? I'm curious if the show is going to go into and fully explain now the reason why Muichiro has amnesia, because it hasn't been explained in the show itself yet, you know, it's just been a thing to unlock more and kind of a narrative writing's point to bring the, to bring in the backstory without having him actually be confronted by any characters or anything. And I'm curious to see that. What I think is most likely is it's just trauma based, you know, you can get amnesia from traumas. Certain kinds of trauma can block out the memories of the event in general, but there are cases where it just loses like your entire backstory as a person, so your life just kind of becomes focused on the present without any kind of thought or feeling of the future or the past, and it seems like that's the case here. And really, I believe that just comes down to the fact that, you know, unlike every other like character we've seen with a backstory like that, unfortunately, Muichiro is the only one who pretty much lost everyone in his life, you know. Tanjiro still had Nezuko. You know, Shinobu, she lost her sister, but she still had Kanoe, you know. Even here we see Sanemi had to kill his own mother, that's pretty bad. But he still had his brother, he still had Kenya. You know, they still have people in their lives to keep their sanity intact and to keep people that they want to protect, which drives them to be stronger Hashira members, you know. So a lot of people do, and obviously you have Rengoku. He had his father and brother, and Tengen and his wives, you know. So support systems basically all around. But Muichiro is the only one without any kind of person left. His entire past has been pretty much wiped out to the point where he couldn't even remember it anymore. You know, and that is absolutely tragic. That also is the second time now in this arc we have seen a child defeat a demon, you know. I don't know if they said how old Sanemi was when he did it, but we got confirmation that Muichiro was 11 when he killed a demon, and unlike Sanemi, where he had his wits about him, he had a head, he was conscious enough to know what he was doing. This, it just seemed like, Muichiro went feral, you know, and just got lucky, and did it, you know, so that's the second time. It also, again, brings to the idea of what the power scaling is for the Hashira, but it does really speak to the idea of how strong the Hashira really are, if certain members are able to accomplish things like that. We don't know exactly the age currently of Muichiro. I think, in terms of ages right now, I think Nezuko's like 15, 16. I think Tanjiro's like 2 years older than her, so he'd be around 17 or 18. So I don't know exactly how he compares, because he looks a little older than Tanjiro and Nezuko, but not by much. He doesn't look older than, I'd say, Rengoku, Tengen. He doesn't look older than them, so I can't exactly tell what age he is. But, you know, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. And again, it speaks to the kind of level these Demon Slayers have when you realize just how far they go. You know, like, Rengoku in his fight with Akaza did not stop for a second, you know, despite how much pain he was in. Tengen, despite being poisoned and having his body damn near collapse in on him many times, continued fighting relentlessly, endlessly, you know? And then we have stuff like this where, you know, despite the pain, despite being poisoned, and despite even being, you know, in his past, like, dead, pretty much, you know, with a demon dead on him, he still managed to come out on top. So it really speaks to the level of how far these Hashira have nurtured themselves to the point to become the best of the best, and it's really impactful like that. But it makes it all the more devastating to think that, like, on 1v1s, they still didn't have much chance at all against the upper moon ranks, you know? And I know I'm saying that right now, as it seems like, without any kind of help, Muichiro's about to 1v1 the upper rank 5, but it's still insane to actually think about that, you know? So the backstory was great. I love just how they're, like, identical twins, just completely fucking, you know, they're the same in everything, but, like, color inversion on their clothes and everything. That's really funny. And it is nice to see that as more and more of Muichiro's memories start to trickle back to him, he's starting to show a little more emotion. That's really cool to see. So I'm really curious if we have any more memory to unlock for that. If we do see the full process of him actually, you know, working through his trauma internally, and if he can actually break through his turmoil and start to form new memories, new emotions, new connections, since obviously his trauma is both stopping him from remembering who he is, but also preventing him from making any new connections right now, since he is just pretty much a blank slate. You know, he's a blank slate working endlessly on his own goal, which is to kill demons, which is the only thing kind of keeping him from misremembering he's a demon slayer at all, you know, so it is definitely tragic in that regard, and I'm just curious about the end game of him to begin with, because I don't know exactly where we're going to go with that. But I am excited nonetheless to actually see it, you know. Right now, obviously, we're in the current midst of a battle. I think that was the least amount of time we ever got to see Tanjiro and Nezuko in an episode, outside of, again, the Rengoku episode of episode 1 of season 2. I don't think they were in this one at all, on screen, which is crazy. And then you've still got, right now, currently we still have the guy. I apologize for not remembering the, you know, Tanjiro's Swordsmith name, but I didn't think he'd be that relevant in the show. But he's still working on the new sword, you know, which is going to be, like, the ultimate weapon that we're just hiding in the background before we actually do, like, the big stuff in the Demon Slayer fighting, you know? Like, that's pretty funny. But, yeah, like I said, really interesting backstory to see, and right now, again, we're in interesting crossroads, right? Because both demons are still up, both upper moons are up, and I genuinely don't know, like, where Mitsuri's gonna fit into this, you know? She could really help Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya, but at the same time, like, you know, Muichiro's doing this 1v1, and that's never a good thought, so, I don't know where we're going with it. Yeah, because Tanjiro's sword doesn't have that. I think only Hashira have patterns on their blades. And obviously, writing, probably for their Hashira rank or whatever. Or just, maybe it just says in Japanese, they are a Hashira. Miss Hashira. Alright. So another episode focused on him.
いや、別に舐めてるわけじゃないよ。事実を言ってるだけで、どうせ君は僕に首を切られて死ぬんだし。
Does he even notice he has the tattoos on his face now? Wow. Bit older than that, but sure. I mean, your limbs are a lot shorter.
いや、さっき思い切り届いてたでしょ。そもそも君の方が手足短いし。
Bro is just actually roasting him badly right now. He's just roasting him. This isn't even a battle. This is just a fucking... Yeah, this is a verbal battle.
この程度で玉子様が取り乱すとでも勝ちたくて必死なようだな。見苦しいことだ。
なんかその壺、形歪んでない？左右対称に見えないよ。
Damn.
へったくそだな。
Damn! You went personal, man. You didn't have to take it that personal. God damn, 10,000 glide in slime fish. To be fair, if you could actually put a Hashira in this part and make them fight for him, that would be insane. Genuinely insane. Oh man, we're gonna have a lot of fish to eat after this night. Fish for everyone. If he manages to beat this demon one-on-one though, that would pretty much solidify him as the strongest Hashira. I don't think we've seen anything that would be that good. Like nothing else. What the hell did he just do? Did he just leave his skin? Oh my god. That's creepy. Destroy the pot, man. Destroy the pot. Oh, that's sick. You're a serpent? He will not stop roasting you. Dude, you're pretty witty, but it just doesn't work on this guy. You've got a massively shitty opponent. Pair up. So, can we get to fighting? Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Dude, why even fight at this point? You're gonna make this guy die just from the absolute roasting you are giving him. What the hell just happened? Alright, calm down, it's not godlike. What a weird, random power. Like, you call yourself an artiste, but now, like, you just have a fish ability? What? Were you a fisherman or an artist? Damn. You'd vomit blood. That's what I'm saying, like, the demons, like, the Hashira are insane. The kind of stuff they put themselves through is ridiculous. But when it comes to these kind of demons, it's what you need.
黒子によって自由自在だ。おしまいだ。
霞の呼吸、七の型、
Seventh, huh?
おぼろ。
What the hell?
なんだ。なぜ消える。
Because he's one with the mist or whatever.
奴はどこへ行った。
See, the weird question in Demon Slayer is if these abilities and effects happen or if they're just like for the audience. But this kind of confirms that they are actually happening. Like fire, water, they all do appear when they use these techniques because this is actually mist happening. You've got to be kidding me. Upper rank 5 down 1v1.
なんだ天地が逆だ。何が起きてる。
1v1 upper rank 5 down.
早く型をつけて無惨様に報告せねば。
Yeah, and we don't know what that information you had was. Yeah, you found some information you went to get to Muzan, and we don't know what it is. What is it? Strongest Hashira by far.
さようなら。
He 1v1'd an Upper Moon after all that shit to take on Ducky and Gyataru, and this guy's meant to be stronger than that. Over a century this guy's been around. I think it was exactly 113 years since the last upper rank died. Well, since before, you know, the last one. Yikes. Yeah, everything but the eye. How nice. Get your ass out of here. Could you just go to hell already? Definitely different than how, you know, Tanjiro acts when he kills a demon. We don't even get this guy's backstory. Literally, we don't need it. Oh my god. Muichiro could give less of a shit about him, so we'll never get it. Oh my god, wait, the hell? It's daytime already? That's... Oh, backstory. I was about to say, that was Mitsu. That was, yeah.
杓子定規にものを考えてはいけないよ。無一郎。確固たる自分を取り戻したとき。
It's actually insane how much that disease of his has spread to his body now. Considering all these these flashbacks, he only has it, like, on his... up to his eyes. Now it's spread, like, all the way down his body. You... Wow. You actually won. 1v1, man. What is that face? Please do, because I know what Mitsuri's doing, but she's doing fuck all right now. Actually, I am shocked how little she's done this arc.
腕の傷割と深いんで血が止まんないとこれから死ぬかもしれないですけど。あと腹の方には炭治郎さんから預かってた唾を入れてたので。Oh my god, seriously? 新しい刀につけてほしいって言われてたんですよ。
Oh, that's finally coming up. Yeah, because he had that since the start of the last arc, and we haven't seen it since.
柱として共に頑張ろう。
Huh. Oh, and he finally remembered Rengoku. Because he didn't have any reaction when Rengoku died, did he? Oh, we only have 2 episodes left. What the hell? How do we only have 2 episodes left after this? What? Of course they can all do that again. That Sonic Shriek ability. Bruh, how dare you? What the hell? They bleed? How the hell do they bleed? What even is that? Red lightning? Oh, that's definitely one of the coolest demon arts we've... That's way better than the upper 5 demon art. Fucking fish, really? This is actually, like, low-key. This is peak. This is peak demon power. What? I love this thing's power! Oh, this moveset is great! Looks like you have to kill it from the inside. Oh, I'm sure she can tell. Not many demons have the power to summon a stone dragon. God, the music's honestly way too hype right now. Don't tell me she's about to effortlessly beat this thing. Come on, don't disrespect my boy like that. This blood demon art is so cool. I want to see more of it. Well, I guess it's to be seen then. To be seen. Girl, you are so damn late! We almost finished the arc without you. I was getting a little concerned there for a bit. I'm thinking like, what's she even in the intro and outro for, huh? We barely saw her. Alright guys, that was the roast episode. Holy shit, man, you know? Muichiro just throwing shot after shot after shot on Gyoko, you know, and just, as they say, the truth hurts, and just getting a character who has pure facts and logic and only applies those things to his conversations versus a witty guy like, you know, Gyoko, and no doubt shit would go wild, and it did. That was absolutely incredible. I think this does pretty much solidify now as, from what we've seen anyway, you know, Muichiro as the strongest of the Hashira, given the fact that he 1v1'd a demon, an upper rank demon, without any assistance from Tanjiro whatsoever, or really anyone else outside of, you know, the kid to actually get out of the water trap. That was it, and he won, you know, he actually won, without any of that. In another life, in another time, you know, like, Muichiro's got the characteristics and the quality and the skill to honestly be the main character of the story, you know? And so, I really appreciate it, you know? Like I said, the vibe, at least, of the strength of the demons aren't as strong in this season as they were for Entertainment District. You know, Daki and Gyataro were just absolute fucking monsters all around. You know, pushing Tengen, pushing his wives, pushing Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, all to their absolute limit just to get the win. In the end, literally causing so much chaos that the entire Entertainment District went up in flames. This one, you don't really get that kind of feeling, you know, and I get it because when you try and split the attention between two upper ranks in one season that's about the same length as the previous one, it does clash a little bit, you know, so some things can feel underutilized. We didn't even get a backstory for this demon. You know, we didn't get a backstory for Gyoko, but I think that more so has to do with the fact of who took him down, you know. Tanjiro's always looking for the best in lives, realizing that the demons used to be humans who no longer remember their past selves, and trying to find the sympathy for them to at least, you know, to at least offer wishes of a better life in the next one. Whereas Muichiro's like, I don't give a fuck, just move on. I wanna go away, you know. And that is pretty funny. Unfortunately, this also means that the information you wanted to verify with Muzan, or that Muzan sent him to verify before he actually gave it to him, is now gone. We don't know what that information was and what its significance would have been to the story. All we know is that he just got it before the meeting happened, so it's relatively fresh. But we don't know, actually, what that was, so I guess that's just, like, either one mystery we'll never know, they didn't think about, or we'll just learn at some point in the future that... and maybe learn that it was the information that Gyoko had for him. But yeah, just unfortunately, that is just gone now. On top of that, while I did really think his design was unique and interesting, the power set wasn't that interesting. You know, he turns things he touches into fish. Fucking fish. Really? I liked what he did, though. I liked how he actually could garner and capture many different kinds of, you know, fish and whatnot, and mutate them into actual, like, minion soldiers. That I really enjoy. But the rest of his powers were kinda lame. I can't lie. So design-wise, really cool, and about half of his power set I did really like, but that's pretty much it. Now, I definitely like what they're doing with Hun Tengu a lot more now. This guy's powers are honestly just completely broken, and I really enjoy all of them, man. You know, between splitting himself into competent abilities, you know, an actual party with different characteristics and different AoE attacks is really cool, combined with the fact that they can all merge into one to create this, like, super sinister Hydra of all the powers combined into one. Oh, man. I know that there are Demon Slayer video games. I don't think I'll ever really play anime games or anything, because I'm just not a fan of like the weird CGI looking art style a lot of them use. But I would love for this guy to be on like one of the games as like an actual like boss fight, you know. Maybe RPG wise, I know a few anime shonen series of RPG style games, so if it was like that, that would be interesting. But this is the kind of fight I'd want to fight in like a Dark Souls style game, you know. That would be really cool. Honestly, a Demon Slayer Dark Souls inspired game I think would be fucking peak. I would love to see that. But yeah, you know, I guess like the moveset, I imagine something more like Elden Ring than Dark Souls, but you know, either way, that would be really fucking cool. But yeah, really enjoyed it. The backstory was really cool for you know, for Muichiro. He finally got his clarity. You know, it seems like now his trauma is starting to dim, and his memories are starting to slowly come back to him to remember him of the person that he used to be. He got his moment, you know. He got his moment of peace. He got his moment of you know, of pride, you know, of his dead relatives telling him that he did proud, he did well, he did them proud, you know. And he even remembered Rengoku, who went through something similar when he died in the Mugen Train film. Seemed like he finally remembered his friend there, which was really cool to see. And yeah, just really fun. Really cool stuff. Now Mitsuri's here after, again, an almost entire season being absent. I'm really curious what she's going to do now. We have, what's it called? We have Hatred now versus Love, which is kind of funny. And yeah, I would say, like, she shouldn't win on her own, because, again, like, this is a demon even higher than Gyoko on the ranks, but, like, we just had a Hashira solo, an upper rank demon, so I can't guarantee 100% she isn't gonna win this in a 1v1 fight, but given how many parties are still alive and are still awake, you know, Nezuko, Genya, the sword that is being, like, fixed right now that is most likely gonna go to Tanjiro, like, I can't imagine that, that she's gonna win this one. And I feel like I'm okay with that anyway, because it should be a party battle versus an upper rank always, but, you know, I just prefer if Tanjiro didn't always get the, you know, the killing blow. But I guess we'll see on that. But now she's finally here. We'll get to see how she fights, and it should be good. Should be good. But yeah, guys, that's it for this set of Demon Slayer. We have one set to go, and then we're done with the Swordsmith Village arc. That's gonna be really fun to see. And yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this reaction, and I shall see you next time.